Okay, so as in the last video we have completed our this chapter stoichiometry with all the concepts. Alright, if any concept would be remaining, we're gonna discuss that when we'll be solving the MCQs or the numericals. Today we are going to start the self-check exercises from the federal book. Alright, and today of course we'll be starting with 1.1 self-check exercise from federal book. So let's check the example or the question first, what they are asking about. So here we have got our exercise 1.1. Let's give heading here as we are going to start the self check exercises, right? So self check exercises from federal book, right? From federal book. We're gonna understand everything here. As I earlier mentioned that if any concept would be remain, we're gonna discuss that if there is question coming of that, right? Federal board. So starting with our first self check exercise, that is 1.1, right? Now see, NH3 is an important raw material in the manufacture of fertilizers. It is obtained by combination of N2 and H2 as shown by the following balanced chemical equation, right? So now they have asked that NH3 is very important raw material. This we don't have to do with something. The examiner can give you anything, right? He can confuse you, but you don't need to be confused, right? You need to understand the meaning of the question, what they are asking about, what are they asking. You need to work on that. If they are asking NH3 is an important raw material, you don't need to do anything with it, right? We know that NH3 is important, so what do we do with that? We know that, right? So leave that, right? And it is made up of combination of N2 H2. Okay, right? Now see the chemical equation, and of course if they have mentioned this is balanced chemical equation, we will not be balancing this equation first. However, now we will be directly solving since this is already balanced chemical equation. So N2 plus 3H2 gives 2 moles of ammonia, right? Nitrogen combines with 3 moles of hydrogen gives the 2 moles of ammonia, right? Now see, how many moles of the following are required to manufacture 5 moles of NH3. They are asking that how many moles of these compounds are required to find or to manufacture the 5 moles of NH3, right? 5 moles of NH3, which means they have given the mole of this 5 moles, right? We need to find the moles of these which are required to produce the 5 moles of this molecule, right? So means we need to find the moles of this N2 and we need to find the moles of this 3H2, right? So initially we need to find the moles of the nitrogen, then we need to find the moles of the hydrogen. Now see, if there is given the mole of 2H3, wait, let me write this here, 2NH3, right? 5 moles are given. We need to find the moles of N2 plus 3H2, right? We need to find the moles of these two. So 5 moles of this compound is given. We need to find, we know that this 5 mole is not only the moles of only NH3, however it is the moles of 2 molecules of NH3, which means I need to divide this 5 by 2 so that I can have the moles of only one compound of NH3. So divided by 2 is equal to 2.5. Here I got to know that NH3 has how many moles? 2.5 moles, right? One compound of NH3 has 2.5 moles. Now see, let's find that for the N2 first. Now if 1 mole of NH3 have 2.5 moles, right? So here we have 1 as well. Wait. Here we have 1 as well. So this 2.5 will be mole of these N2 as well, right? So it will gonna have the moles of how much? 2.5, right? 2.5. Now here we have 3 coefficient of stoichiometry. You need to multiply this stoichiometry coefficient with the moles, with the moles of only one NH3, and one NH3 mole we have got, that is 2.5 into stoichiometry coefficient of this H2O is 3. So 2.5 into 5, 2.5 into 3 gives us 7.5 moles, right? So here we have got our moles of N2, which is 2.5, and the moles of H2 is 7.5. So you can see the answer here as well. The moles of N2 is 2.5, the moles of N2 is 2.5, and the mole of hydrogen is 7.5, and the mole of hydrogen is 7.5. And the mole of this was already given, and that was 5 moles, right? So here we have completed our 1.1 self-check exercise. In the next video we're gonna solve the next or 1.2 self-check exercise, and slowly gradually we'll be covering all the self-check exercises, as we have 5 self-check exercises in the federal book, and of course we're gonna complete those all, right? After those we're gonna solve our MCQs, and then we'll start with another board. So this was all for today.